Hello, my name is Anthony Dancy. I spoke with someone on Saturday and told them that I would be doing a little video with some basic tips on how to increase your online presence and really boost up some of the volume that you can generate to your website from your searches. Looking at your website, I found out that you're actually a franchise, which is good. I don't know if this is where the corporate office gets the emails or if this is the main office. But the email that I have is staff@junkremovalheroes.com. So that'll be, where I'm sending it. Just don't know who to address it to, but hopefully someone, takes a look at this, and can see some of the benefits to what I'm about to discuss. You have a good, clean website. One of the things I would suggest right now would be to probably add some more content, especially to the homepage. Right now you have about 540 words just on your homepage, and Google has a benchmark. They like to see around 1,500 words plus on your homepages, because when people do searches and Google is crawling the internet and crawling the internet for relevant information, for the searches that people do when they do like a junk removal search. The more content that you have, the more Google can actually make your website more relevant to the information that people are searching for. And so that would be my first suggestion, is really increasing the content on your homepage and probably throughout some of the other pages as well. And one of the things that'll give you an opportunity to do is implement some of the other things I'm about to discuss right now. And the first one's going to be keywords. So I can see we can see right here you're generating roughly about 224 visits to your website, and that's organic. That's coming from your searches, and that's from where people are searching specific keywords or phrases. And so if we click on keywords or phrases, and if you don't understand what keywords and phrases are, these are when someone typically does a search, and let's say, for instance, junk removal Menifee, or junk removal Temecula. You want to be relevant. You want to be where that's where people are going to find you, and that's where you want them to find you. And so the more you use those keywords, the more you place them throughout your website, and use them effectively. Obviously, the more volume you're going to drive to your website, because your position on your Google search will actually be in a higher position. And so you want to be in 1, 2, or 3. The first 3 typically generate about 70 to 80% of the clicks. And then anything after the first page, so anything higher than 10, generally speaking, doesn't really get noticed, because these days nobody really searches past the first page anyway. So if we click here and actually see where most of your traffic is coming from, we can see that 27 clicks per month are coming from Menifee junk removal. It has a search volume of 70, so basically there's an estimate of 70 people that are searching junk or Menifee junk removal. And so you're generating 27 of those clicks to your website on 70 of those searches, which is why you have a position of 2, because of the way that these keywords are implemented into your website. And as we move down, the numbers start to fall off, and we have junk removal Menifee, Marietta trash hauling, junk removal Marietta, and then here's your positions. So if we click on positions, and see where your highest ranking searches are, we see them right here. And you can see the search volume right here. But let's say, for instance, we wanted to use or implement some keywords that have a higher search volume. We can click here, and it'll show us our highest rating of searches, or highest amounts of searches. Now, this KD, the higher this number, the harder it is to rank those keywords. So we would more want to focus on the lower ranking ones. But it's not to say that you can't rank these keywords over time. It would just take a little bit longer. You'd have to place them in your, more than once. You'd have to place them, throughout your website in key places, and continue to make changes, and so that Google gives you relevance to those keywords, and then over time these rankings here would climb, and eventually you could reach the top 3 positions. But if we go down, let's just scroll down here to where the numbers start to drop. But like here's one right here. Junk removal Ontario, you're getting 400 views a month, and you guys are in 17th place. You're only generating three clicks from that. So if you were to rank this one, get this ranked in 1 or 2 position, you'd see probably, I don't know, another 50, 60, 70 more clicks to your website, just from the Ontario area. And then as it goes down, you can see that the search volume starts to drop, but your rankings are still high. So we would want to focus, or you would want to focus on specific keywords. Like here, these are all 0 ratings. Those would be really easy to rank for. It's just a matter of, like I said, implementing specific keywords, how you use them within your website, and then using them multiple times, not just once or twice, but being more specific about it. The next thing I wanted to explain a little bit about was backlinks. And backlinks are just simply domains that have links that are referring your website from their website. And so these domains that are referring your website are providing you and generating power to your website coming from their website. So obviously the more quality of the backlink, the more authoritative that the referring domain is, the more power it's going to generate back to your website, and give you some of that authority. So if we look over here, you're, with 232 backlinks, you have a domain rating of 3.2. Now this is on a scale of 0 to 100, with 100 being the highest. And so if we wanted to understand why your score is so low having so many backlinks, a lot of people that implement backlinks, they go for quantity instead of quality. So quantity instead of quality. And if we look at your backlink profile and we go here, you can see that this is where your backlinks are coming from. Now, on these 232, you have a lot of no follow. 45% of your backlinks are no follow backlinks. You would want to switch that to follow backlinks, because people can click on them, and they take you back to their website. There's just, it's no follow versus follow. The more follow you have, the more you'll get these rankings, because no follow don't have any ratings. So a lot of your rankings are coming from lower. You have a 50 to 59. However, most of them are no follow. So if a lot of these were follow, then your DR would actually be a lot higher than 3.2. So if someone's doing your backlinks, I would have them start focusing more on follow backlinks, not no follow, and really start focusing on the higher ones instead of the lower ones. And that'll start to increase over time. That'll start to increase this number. And ultimately what that number means is you're generating a lot of power. And Google starts to recognize that. And when Google recognizes that, it adds to your ability to rank, in Google searches. You become more authoritative and a lot more relevant to the people to Google, or for Google to people doing searches. And that's pretty much it. Like